So training helps us develop the necessary skills that we need to lead. So when we think of dealing with a difficult person, or if somebody has a major life crisis in your group, or your group's too big and you don't know how to handle it, training is going to help you with all of those things. So connections makes group life happen. Coaching really cares for the heart of the leader, and training is that skills development, that how-to of leadership that you need. Now, we are here in the gun range, and I actually have a background in law enforcement, and I took my first firearms class in college, and the instructor was a deputy at a local sheriff's office, and he knew that he was training up potential detectives, he knew he was training up potential agents and police officers, and he knew that if they were ever in a situation that required a gun, they had better know how to use a gun. Now, this might not seem very holy, but Paul actually talks about running the race well and running to finish well. And this instructor said his theory is that if you learn correctly the first time, when you're trying to shoot, you will never miss. So if you learn and if you train correctly the first time, you'll never miss. And so Paul kind of talks about that too spiritually when he's saying, I'm going to run to finish. And so police officers train hours and hours and hours into learning how to shoot well, learning how to shoot well under pressure. And they train quarterly, most departments do, just to make sure that they are up to standard in their ability to know how to shoot. Their whole goal is to come home safely at night. So when we're thinking about training for our small groups, that same thing applies. We need to train in order to run the race of leadership and our spiritual lives and leading other people well. There is a staggering statistic of burnout in ministry. 90% of people that enter ministry will burn out because of either they just get tired and they can't handle it anymore, or because of some moral or ethical failure. And that applies from small group leaders all the way to lead pastors. So we've got some tools to help you with that. Once a year, we've got Leadership Retreat, which is where we all go, all of our small groups and ministry leaders, we all go off-site for almost 24 hours, and it is just a time for Pastor Mark to share vision so that you guys are in the know of what's going on in the church, some time to have some training, and it is fun. We get really creative, and we just have a blast, and at the very end, our staff will pray for you guys, commission you guys out into leadership. 3 times a year, we have summits, and you guys will receive emails about these summits, and they are once a semester, we will get together for just a couple hours in the morning and go over some training and some things that you guys, some tools for you to implement into your small group ministries and into just your own spiritual lives about leading yourself well and leading other people well. We've also got some online training, which is kind of a video like this. It's just a short video that is on demand and right on time. Sometimes we don't necessarily pay attention to how to handle a long talker until we've got a long talker in our groups, right? So these videos, you can just go online, just figure out what you want to learn about, and then you can actually talk about that later with your coach. And so you can do the module online and then discuss it with your coach. So in 2 Timothy, Paul says, I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. He finished well. He ran in such a way, the way that you run is indicative of how you finish. And he trained himself, and he was always using these examples of running the race and of athletic examples. He trained himself to finish well. And that's our hope for you guys, just so that you can finish well too in your small groups and in your ministries and whatever God has called you to, that you will live a life that your spiritual life sustains the calling that God has called you to.